So what, in the immediate time frame, what is your goal for SpaceX now that you've done this, which is a huge accomplishment? What is the plan for you in the immediate time and then the longer range?
Sure. So so we plan to refly one of the landed rocket boosters, hopefully in about 2 or 3 months, something like that. And then so that'll be an important milestone. So far, the stages are looking like quite good, even though they come through quite. It's a really difficult re-entry situation, but they're looking like they're in good shape. And we now have 4 of them. So we want to start reflying them, towards the end of summer, and then hopefully by the end of this year we'll be launching Falcon Heavy, which will be the most powerful rocket in the world by more than a factor of 2. So Falcon Heavy will be on the order of 5 million pounds of thrust on liftoff, which is about 2/3 the size of a Saturn V.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
that's the rocket that took the astronauts to the moon.
Right. Exactly.
So,
in fact, we're launching from the same pad,
very same pad,
from the Apollo 11 pad.
Wow,
yeah.
That's amazing. So you're hoping to launch that Falcon Heavy by the end of this year, you said?
Yeah, that's our aspiration.
Is that, now that's somewhat of a delay from when you first hoped to launch it, right?
But I mean, it's not like we had a lot of pressing customers who wanted us to launch it.
Okay.
So in fact, the first launch will not have any operational satellites. It'll be a demonstration launch. And the first operational flights where customers actually want us to launch it are next year. Whereas there's a lot of customers who want us to launch Falcon 9. So about a quarter of our flights are for NASA, but 3/4 are for commercial satellites, like broadcast and communication satellites, or science missions for other countries. And there's quite a backlog. And we had an issue with the rocket last year, so that put about a 6-month hold in our schedule. So we're sort of backlogged on our launches, and we're trying to get them out as quickly as we can, and service our customers. So the launches will take place, every 2 to 4 weeks. There's quite a high launch cadence.
That's a much faster cadence than NASA had, right?
Yeah, it'll be more launches than anything else in the world. So more than Russia, more than Europe, more than China by next year, certainly.
And largely to deliver customers' satellites.
Yeah, there's a lot of broadcast and communication satellites that are going to geosynchronous orbit, and then we'll also be launching the new Iridium constellation. So that Iridium's got a next generation constellation of satellites. I think 60 or 70 satellites, quite decent sized satellites. That'll be, I think, many orders of magnitude improvement over the current Iridium system. So we'll be able to have global broadband. So that'll be a whole bunch of launches, and and then next year we'll be flying Dragon version 2, which is the one that's capable of taking up to 7 astronauts to the space station. And in fact, Dragon 2 really it's a propulsive lander as well, and it'll be it's intended to carry astronauts to the space station, but it's also capable of being a general science delivery platform to anywhere in the solar system.